Grace Triveni Mataji. Your class will be in Dutch. How did you English? So,
Please come forward.
Yes, please come a little bit more forward. And be much more. I've come till this line.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, okay. Because we expect more people to come so they can sit in the back. Thank you so much. So, give Mataji a big Haribol! Haribol!
Hare Krishna. Welcome in ISKCON Temple Amsterdam. We start with some prayers.
This is not one of
Jaya Radha Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's a very auspicious day today. We have three important events, dates. The first one is the day of disappearance of Sanatana Goswami, one of the six acharyas, six Goswami, in the footstep, in whose footsteps we follow. And we have also the picture of six Goswami there on the altar, small one. And the second person from right is Sanatana Goswami. I have it also in my presentation, but I don't see the presentation. The second date for today. It's the Guru Purnima. And Guru Purnima is a day that we express respect and gratitude to all other spiritual teachers, thanking them for the knowledge that they gave us. And the third event is it's the beginning of the special period, Chaturmasya, during which devotees take vows and follow certain restrictions for their spiritual progress. And I must, to be honest, when I prepared this lecture, I didn't know about these events, so I was confused when I saw it. And Krishna saved me because I realized that the lecture he gave to me has connection with all these topics. So today we are going to have over the restrictions, why they need it, why we are doing it, and we are going to have over the high states in Krishna consciousness, which our teachers try to give us. Yes. And we are going to read from from Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita is the book where Krishna, as a original spiritual teacher, speaks to each of us. So try to hear today what Krishna wants to say to you personally. Yes, these are 6 Goswamis, and Sanatana Goswami is the second person from right. It's Rupa Goswami, his younger brother, and then Sanatana Goswami. We are going to read verse 2, 5 to 9 from Bhagavad Gita. Vishaya vinivartante nirakarasya dehinaha rasavarcham rasapyasyam param drishtva nivartate. Translation. Perhaps would somebody like to read? It's a very good idea to have some service today for devotees. So, if somebody will, do you want? Yes. Yes.
Gewoon hardop zo.
Yeah.
Through the embodied soul may be resurrected from sense enjoyment, restricted from sense enjoyment. The taste for sense objects remains, but ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. Or just one, just
Yes,
passing
and
over.
Yes. Somebody read the paper from Srila Prabhupada?
Cannot read it from me.
Okay.
Just read it.
Unless one is transcendently situated, it is not possible to cease from sense enjoyment. The process of restriction from sense enjoyment by rules and regulations is something like restricting a diseased person from certain types of eatables. The patient, however, neither likes such restrictions nor loses his taste for eatables. Similarly, sense restriction by some spiritual process, like Ashtanga Yoga, in the matter of Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dhyana, etc., is recommended for less intelligent persons who have no better knowledge. But one who has tasted the beauty of the Supreme Lord Krishna is the cause of his advancement in Krishna consciousness. No longer has a taste for that material things. Therefore, restrictions are there for the less intelligent neophytes is the spiritual advancement of life. But such restrictions are only good until one actually has a taste for Krishna consciousness. When one is actually Krishna conscious, he automatically loses his taste for pale things. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Okay. We do some prayers. Om Gyana Timirandasya Yanamshana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yana Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manodishtam Stapitam Yana Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sakrachatam Sakagana Raghunath Kanditam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parichana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sakagana Lalita Shri Vishakanditam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Vaneshwari Vishamanu Sutadevi Pranamami Haripriya Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyaevasya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Svastiastu Vishvasya Kalach Prasidatam Kliyam Tubutani Shivam Mithodiyah Manascha Badram Bachate Atloksache Arishyatam Nomatir Apya Saitaki. So before we start, I would like you to give me a blessing to satisfy my spiritual master, our acharyas, and all the devotees that are sitting here today. I really need your blessing. Thank you. So, the Krishna consciousness movement has a very high goal: to awaken the love for God that always lives in our hearts. And love means I have only one desire: to satisfy the one I love, to make another person happy. Love means that for me, the happiness of another person is more important than my own happiness. And I realize that living for Krishna's happiness is the most correct choice in my life. But at the same time, I see a lot of another desires in myself. What to do with these desires? How to do with this? Has somebody asked themselves this question?
Yes.
So this verse gives us the answer. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagement by experiencing a higher taste is fixed in consciousness. So we cannot give up our desires. I am a living being, I have a desire. Desires are a sign of life. Even a tiny ant has a desire. If he knows that here there is something tasty, he will cross this entire room to get it. So desires will always be with us, but at the present moment, in the condition of embodied state, we're misdirecting our desires. And that's our problem. That's a rabbit with a lot of carrots. These are our material desires, a lot. And we think that happiness in our life means satisfy our material desires. But in fact, this is a very big illusion. Because satisfying desires in itself doesn't make us happy. Satisfying material desires simply relieves the stress that constantly is in our mind. And when the stress goes away for a while, we feel relieved and think that we are happy. But in fact, I am happy not because a specific object brought me happiness, but because the desire went away for some time. For example, it was very hot yesterday. Can coolness make a person happy?
Yes,
Yes. when it's hot.
very happy, but
And-
only temporarily.
But when it's cold, can coolness make me happy?
Sure.
No. In other words, coolness in itself is not a source of happiness. Coolness becomes a source of happiness when it restores balance in my mind. So there was an imbalance in my mind caused by the heat, and I want to restore this balance, and coolness is perceived as a source of happiness for me. And so with all our material desires. Can food make me happy? Is food a source of happiness?
Temporary.
Only for the hungry one. But if a person is not hungry, he will not appreciate food. It will not make him happy. And this is a very important point. People think that certain things are the source of their happiness. But the source of happiness is the unhappiness that we ourselves have created in our minds. I will tell you a great secret. In fact, all our material desires are original spiritual. So,
They're what? Can you repeat?
spiritual.
They're
So
originally spiritual. Yeah.
Yes. Don't try to kill your desires. Don't hate your desires. Desires are part of soul. Change them back to their original form. Make them clean. It's just what we are doing with children. If our child gets dirty, a dirty child, we don't hate him, we don't deny him, we don't say, you're not my child anymore, go away. No, we wash the child. So the material desires are exactly like that. They're very wonderful, but they're covered with dirty. Make them clean, put them in the shower. How to do that? How can we do it? The path of Krishna consciousness means purification of our desires. And for this purpose, no, it's okay. And for this purpose, the scriptures recommend rules and restrictions. So rules and restrictions are needed to remove obstacles on our spiritual path. What are the main obstacles on the spiritual path? What are the main obstacles?
Lust, anger, and greed.
Yes, where do they come from?
Desire.
Inability to control our mind and senses, because of which we blindly follow our desires and get attracted to the thing that pull us down. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we have the verse, one who is in Krishna consciousness knows that there are no enemies but those within oneself, the uncontrolled mind and senses. So we have 4 regulative principles that help us get control over our mind and senses. The first one, we don't consume products of violence, meat, fish, and eggs. A quarter of what we eat ends up in our mind. Accordingly, the emotions of fear and hate that an animal experiences when it's killed also enter our mind, and these emotions begin to control us. I saw for myself also how much calmer I became when I stopped to use these products. And also by limiting ourselves to certain food, we learn to control our tongue, which is ready to eat anything. Devotees consume not just vegetarian food, but prasadam, food that was offered to the Lord. And prasadam means the mercy. So the food becomes one of the ways to spiritualize our consciousness. The second rule, we don't use intoxications. Alcohol, drugs, at certain level coffee and tea. Because these products prevent us from correctly perceiving of the world. We sometimes see that a person under the influence of intoxication cannot even walk normal and sees something that it's not there. So also these products excite our mind, as a result of which more and more new desires come in our mind. And Bhagavad Gita noemt such a person kamatmaka. Kamatmaka means a ball of desires. So these endless desires distract us from the path of self-realization. The second rule or principle we have, we don't gamble. Probably nothing excites our mind as much as a feeling to win a big prize. And under the influence of this feeling, we are ready to do anything to achieve our goal. And at such moments, there can be no question of controlling our mind. So if you look at the fence of a football match, of tennis match, you can see it. And the fourth principle, we don't engage in illicit sexual relation. Sexual desire is the most powerful desire in the material world. And a person overcome by sexual desire can't think about anything else. By limiting ourselves in such desire, we learn to control ourselves and focus our mind, our consciousness on the main object of love, the Lord. So we follow the rules because it helps us purify our consciousness and perceive spiritual knowledge. Rules are not a goal, but a tool for achieving the highest goal of our life. Otherwise, our body, our mind, our senses will become an obstacle on spiritual path. And that's why Srila Prabhupada called these principles the regulative principles of freedom. So we get freedom if we do it. And a question may arise, why do we need all this complicity? If Krishna loves us, he's so merciful, and he wants us to come back, why doesn't he just take our attachment away from us? He can do it. Why? Why doesn't he do it?
Because that would be contrary to our free will.
Yes.
Desire, I mean, we are not robots. We have a free will. We are individuals. And if Krishna would do such a thing, he would actually deny our individual
free will. Yes. And we don't want it.
And the love would not be real, actually. The choice to love Krishna would not be real.
Yes, it must be our choice,
It's false.
you say.
Yeah.
Yes. But we don't want it. We don't want to give him our desires. Krishna gave us the freedom to desire, and he will never take it away. Because love is voluntary. Otherwise, it's not love. So Krishna waits patiently till we respond his love. What's your reaction when somebody takes something from you against your will? This is the reaction. If I snatch your phone from your hands and take it away, will your attachment disappear? No. No. Do you say from okay? I don't need it.
Just a mobile phone. It's just a mobile phone.
It's just a new phone. It doesn't matter. I will buy another one. No. Now you begin to scream, "Give my phone back! What are you doing?" That means that the attachment hasn't gone away. It's still there. So therefore, the Lord acts in such a way that when He takes something from us, at the same time He helps us to see that we don't need this thing to be happy. But we can do it only if we have enough attachment. If I don't have enough attachment, then I can never be disappointed in the thing which I have now. So I must have something else. No matter how much I suffer, I will still think that next time I will be able to become happier. And therefore the question is not to take something away from us, but to give us a higher taste. If we received a higher taste, we lose interest in the lower taste. And this is a very important principle. Therefore, we must seek the higher, we must search the higher taste every day. Otherwise, we will not get of our karma. There is no change because the lower taste will constantly pull us down. Have you noticed it? Continue pulled down with the lower taste. So the highest taste is the taste of Krishna consciousness, and we must collect this taste drop by drop every day. So I would like to talk today about how we can do it. How can we get the higher taste? The first principle is very important. We must have a high goal and strong desire to achieve it. When Mahatma Prabhu was here, somebody asked him a question. How to live without wasting time? How to live without wasting time? And he said, you must have a goal. Only then you can understand that you are wasting time. Because if you have a destination, you know where you must go. Otherwise, you waste your time. I would like to share with you my realization. When I was 4, my mother took me to a drafts club. Checkers, do you know? Checkers? Drafts? It's like chess, but it's, checkers, chess is okay.
Contest.
And at the age of 5, I set a goal for myself. I want to become the best chess player in the world. And in everything I did, I asked myself the question, will this help me achieve my goal? So I did well at school because then I was allowed to go to the tournaments. I didn't go to the parties, to the discos because I had to go to bed early. I chose the study and job, which I could combine with my sport. I even married the man who shared my goal. And I lived this way for 29 years. 29 years. And all this time, it was no difficult for me to make choices in my life. Because I knew why I was doing it. If we have a very strong desire to love Krishna, in order to serve Him with devotion, in our eternal spiritual body, it will be easy for us to make choices in our life. And in this way, everything depends on our desires. In Srimad Bhagavatam, is there a verse? Perhaps somebody want to read? Is it that?
One seriously engages in
Perhaps
the
but loudly?
when one seriously engages in the devotional service of the personality of Godhead, fixing the Lord's lotus feet within one's heart, as the only goal of life, one can destroy the innumerable impure desires lodging within the heart as a result of one's previous fruit of work within the three modes of material nature.
When one seriously engaged in this devotional service of the personality of Godhead, fixing the Lord's lotus feet within one's heart as the only goal of life, one can destroy the innumerable impure desires lodged within the heart as a result of one's previous fruitive work within the three modes of material nature. So to have a high goal is very important. We cannot want sensual pleasure. We cannot want Maya and get Krishna. We must want Krishna. And we make constantly choices in our life. Today you had also a choice. You could go to another place, you could do another things, but you have chosen to come here. And that's a very important step towards achieving higher taste. The second thing you can do, you can say, okay, I want to have a high goal, but I'm not inspired to have a high goal. How can I get this inspiration? Communicate with those who have the same goal. A disciple of Srila Prabhupada came one time to Srila Prabhupada, and this disciple was previously an alcoholic. So he came to Srila Prabhupada and he asked him, how can I become a pure devotee? And Srila Prabhupada said, how did you become an alcoholic? So first you went to them, you listened to them, you ate and drank with them, and then you became just like them. So this is how our consciousness changed through the communication. How did we become devotees? We met a devotee and we came in contact with the happiness, with the heart taste of this devotion of this devotee. We felt something, and we started visiting devotees, and now we are sitting here. So you're inspired to be a devotee, but how can you stay inspired? Communicate with those who have already realized this goal. And the Nectar of Devotion says, the Nectar of Devotion is written by Rupa Goswami. It's a younger brother of Sanatana Goswami, which appearance day we celebrate today. Would somebody read this first?
When a realized soul who is engaged in the service of the Lord is speaking, he has the potency to inject spiritual life within the audience. One should therefore seek the association of such pure, unalloyed devotees, and by such association and service, a neophyte devotee will certainly develop attachment, love, and devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
That's the way. We can get an emotion, a high taste emotion from pure devotee. When Keshava Maharaj was here, he showed a beautiful video from Vrindavan with the emotions of Vrindavan. Who saw this video? Yes. And do you remember the first question? The first question which he got from you? I don't know. The first question was, would you like to tell us more about the spiritual world? Because we have received the higher taste. We wanted to know more about spiritual world. When Shachinanda Maharaj was here, somebody asked the question, why is Krishna a person? And Maharaj began to speak about his love for Krishna. And he said how wonderful Krishna is. And I remembered he said that Krishna is very grateful. He's so grateful that he is not just grateful for the things we did for him. He is not just grateful for the things we are doing for him. He is grateful for the things we are going to do for him in the future. So grateful is he. So it's very important to communicate with the pure devotees who has realized this goal. Another thing you can do, look actively for opportunities to experience the higher taste. We have a lot of festivals. Just sing with us, dance with us. I have a small video, a little video from Kirtan Mela. Just look how happy the people are. A lot of happy people. Srimad Bhagavatam says, while the devotees enjoy spiritual bliss, the non-devotees are surprised that the devotees have forgotten material hankerings. Gopal Krishna Goswami, he told a story. He gave a program in St. Petersburg, and there were two halls nearby. One hall was rented by devotees, and another one with other people. They danced and they had alcohol, and the devotees could hear sounds from another hall, and another hall could hear the sounds from devotees. And every minute someone from the next hall looked in the hall with the devotees. They wondered how the devotees danced in such ecstasy without drinking alcohol. So they didn't understand that spiritual life can bring us a higher level of happiness. How can we experience a higher taste? One thing you can do something selflessly. Take a few moments and think about the time when you felt absolutely happy. Where did you feel absolutely happy? Just try to remember. You will see that this was the moment when you did something absolutely selflessly. I like this picture. It's a famous picture. A Western tourist, he passed passed by a poor girl, and she doesn't have shoes. So he took off his shoes and gave them to her, and this girl started to cry in gratitude. The acharyas say that the reason why we don't get the taste, even if we do the right things, is that we are constantly thinking about our interests. Which benefits will I get? We ask Krishna for service, but we don't mean it. And we are focused on ourselves. Once a devotee asked Sachinandana Maharaj, why when I'm chanting, when you're chanting, you are happy, and when I'm chanting, I'm unhappy. Do you know what he said? He said, because when I'm chanting, I think of Krishna, and when you're chanting, you think of yourself. That's the difference. So we can also listen to the stories about Krishna. To get a higher taste. Because how can we love Krishna if we don't know him? If we don't know about our relation with him, if we don't know how he loves us, how he cries for each of us, if we don't know that he is the source of our happiness. So it's very important to listen the stories about Krishna every day. And the last one in my presentation, the Mahamantra. That's the mantra, what we are saying every day. All the highest taste is invested in the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila is the verse. Anarpita charim chirat karunaya vatirnah kalau samarpaitum munajojvalarasa svabhakti shriyam. It means he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. This first taste, Karunaya Vatirnah Kalau, the Lord came it comes from his mercy, very merciful of him. And Anarpita Charim Chirat means that it wasn't, it's not happened for a very, very long time ago, trillions years of more. 550 years ago, Lord Chaitanya came to here to give us the treasure, Svabhakti Shriyam, the treasure of devotion to him, the treasure of love to him. And he gave us Unata Ujvala Bhakti Rasa. Ujvala means very brightly shining. And Unata Ujvala means the most brilliant,
Brightest.
Brilliant.
Almost brilliant.
Shining. Love of huge intensity. And not just love, not just affection, but love of enormous power. So the Lord, he did his job. He gave us his love. And now it depends on us whether we can accept it. And we can accept it by repeating the Mahamantra. It's the main way to feel this highest taste. And we can practice it every day and everywhere. I will summarize what we're speaking about. Desires cannot be stopped, but they can be purified. The rules and restrictions are needed to remove obstacles on our spiritual path and purify our consciousness. We said also that Krishna doesn't take away our attachment because we don't want to let them go. And we're progressing spiritually by experiences a higher taste. So we need to collect a spiritual taste drop by drop every day. And how can we do it? We must have a high goal and a strong desire to achieve it. We must communicate with those who have the same goal and communicate with those who have already realized this goal. We can also look actively for opportunities to experience a spiritual life, a spiritual taste. We can do something selflessly. We can listen to the stories about Krishna, and we can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and just be happy in Krishna consciousness. That's what I wanted to tell today. So if you have some questions or perhaps your realizations or some feedback. Yes.
Yes, lately I met a person and he said he emptied his mind, made it empty, and became Krishna. That was his desire. So I gave him a picture of Lord Nishimadev, a copy, and the Nishimadev prays. But the next day, the person had complaints of wat is onevenwichtigheid?
Imbalance.
Unbalanced.
Yeah.
And paralyzes. So I took back the picture and I preached to him. He was in hospital then afterwards, and I spoke to him that emptiness actually is to be, well, I gave him some preaching. If you want to become Krishna, you're in quality equal, but not in quantity, like the ocean and the drop of ocean water. And emptiness, actually, I gave him some preaching that ended up with Radharani being the true form of emptiness. Not that she's empty, but she's the personality arranging.
Yes.
So I left the person and came back later on, but then something happened. The twinkling in his eyes was gone. He was what to say, the twinkling in his eyes was gone. He was not enthusiastic anymore, complained, and I realized he didn't take my preaching. He didn't take love of Krishna. And so I felt like I lost the football game. I watched like Virgil van Dijk after losing the game. So my question is actually a remark. You can preach as good as you can, but to put love of Krishna in someone's heart is apparently not always possible.
No, that's correct. We can do it if the desire isn't there. So it must be desire in the heart of another person to take it. You can't give somebody something he doesn't need. So the desire, it must be there. It's they say if when the seed is growing, the ground must be
Fertile.
Yes. Otherwise, it's not going to grow. So what we can do, we can pray for this person that he can accept it. But we can't we can't force another one. What we can do is to be happy in ourselves, to be inspired in ourselves, because everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be with inspired people. So if we are so, the people will themselves come to us to ask the secret of our happiness. So if we just preach, another person has can get an idea. We want to push him. We want to get him elders
Aware.
where he doesn't want to go. So if we believe, if we're inspired, if we're happy, everyone will take it. So our preach is actually is to share our happiness, to share our inspiration, to share our life. That's our preachings. And sometimes we can tell something.
Sometimes we can.
We can just tell something.
Ah,
So we don't need always to tell something. We can just look happy, just as Harinam. If we are going together and we are happy, other people, they begin to smile. Yes.
Our goal, I heard, is go back to Godhead, what they say, and there are ways to go back to Godhead, but we also have our material life, like go to work, make money because we need food, and how can you combine that?
In Krishna consciousness, you can everything engage in service. So your work, it's also a service. It's a way for Krishna to take care about you. So you get some money, you something else. So you can everything engage in Krishna consciousness. That's a beautiful from Krishna consciousness. It's no difference between your work and your spiritual life. Your work can be a spiritual life if you do it for Krishna. So Krishna, you have some talents from Krishna. You can use it in your work, and you can be grateful to Krishna that he gave you this talent. So that's your way to serve him.
Like what you do, then you put Krishna in the center of it.
Yes. Yes, I want, if I may one time give to one lecture, I will talk about how can we put Krishna in the center of our life.
You can read chapter 9, Bhagavad Gita, verse 27. Yatasnosi yatkarosi yatasnasi. Whatever you do, whatever you offer, do
I
that.
understand it now. Yeah.
Make that an offering to me.
Yeah.
So that's quite relevant
Yes.
for the chapter.
For Krishna, it doesn't matter what we are doing. For him, it's important with which consciousness we are doing it. That's why our movement calls Krishna consciousness. We are doing it to satisfy him, to make him happy. Yes.
Krishna is actually Vishnu, right?
It's
Krishna
not
is
the
an
same.
expansion of Krishna.
Vishnu is Krishna, which has connection with the material world.
Yes, right. It's the avatar. He uses Krishna as. So actually, we
Yes,
do it for Vishnu, right? We
It's
do it
the other way
for
around.
the.
Vishnu is an avatar of Krishna. It's in the Wikipedia, they say it wrong. They say
But-
that Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu, but that's not right. It's very
No, but
clearly in the
Vishnu
scripture.
Vishnu has 8 avatars, right? Krishna was one of them.
Srimad Bhagavatam 3.2.28, it clearly says it. Vishnustu Swayam Param. He is the ultimate form.
But what's your
original form of
question?
Krishna.
Oh, it was a notification that if we all do it for Krishna, that we. But hoe zeg je dat in het Nederlands? Dit vergt wat uitzoekwerk.
research.
Yes, we are going to discuss now, but Krishna is the source of Vishnu. In this way,
Vishnu, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. It's like the three oneness of God. Yeah.
Mm.
So Brahma creates the universe. Vishnu is here to
preserve the universe, and then we have Shiva to destroy the
Yes.
universe. So
Yes.
Vishnu is the expansion of all in between. So all the avatars, as well as Krishna, is actually Vishnu. That's why it's called Vishnava.
Yes, but Krishna is a source of Brahma, the source of Shiva, and the source of Vishnu. So he is transcendental
In himself.
to all these three, which we call demigods. Yeah.
And so Shiva is considered a demigod.
Yes, but it's a devotee of Krishna.
Right.
It's not just a demigod, it's a pure devotee of Krishna.
I had a question. So, I'm not surrounded by devotees most of the time. I feel so happy to be here around everyone. How do you maintain that sense of ecstasy and happiness in Krishna consciousness around non-devotees who engage in material pleasure so strongly? Yeah, because wherever I go, I often find more and more people becoming less spiritual and wanting to do, to drink or to smoke or to party. Yeah, how do you maintain that ecstasy around them?
Kunt u vertalen deze vraag? I just ask about translation because I want to be certain I understood your question good.
She's new to the devotees, so in het Nederlands vertaald, naar het Nederlands vertaald.
In het Nederlands, ja.
Dus in haar dagelijks leven heeft ze niet heel veel harries om zich heen. Waardoor ze dus moeite heeft om de extase die ze zeg maar tijdens dit soort evenementen ervaart, mee te nemen en verder te kunnen dragen en misschien ook to bring to other people.
Ik doe het ook soms met mezelf en met mensen dat ik niet vind, maar...
En de vraag zelf?
Ja,
of dat u tips heeft, hoe je ervoor kan zorgen in
Yes.
het dagelijks leven,
Yeah.
dat je niet
Yes.
weer
to be
down
more
raakt.
selfless, to be more loving, even though there are these challenges with people with different ideas.
Yes. If you do something every day, your belief will be stronger. Because it's difficult for us because our belief, geloof,
Yeah, geloof.
our belief it's not strong enough. So if it's strong enough, we can easily do it. And the things which we can do every day is a chanting from Maha Mantra Hare Krishna. That's for beginning our day. So we begin our day with Maha Mantra to have a bescherming and to protect us from the influence of the material world.
So chanting is better earlier in the morning and not in the middle of your day, or...
Yes. Then we have a chance to remember about Krishna during the day. Another thing, you can read Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, you can read a lot of Leela's pastime of Krishna to feel a connection with him. So if you listen to the lectures of you, communication is the most important way to stay in this in this emotion. So if you meet devotees, or you try to speak to devotees, or you try to see some photos of videos with devotees, you can stay in this emotion, and you can bring it further.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. I think we must stop. Yes. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Kristi Vini Mataji ki.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai.
Suraj Prabhu, please come.
Even overheen stappen.
Ja, moment.
Kibo Jayo Jayo Gorachandre Arati Kosho Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananti Koti Vaishnavinda ki Jai. Namachaya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem Sako Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhana ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dhama ki Jai. Sri Navadvip Dhama ki Jai. Sri Dwarka Dhama ki Jai. Ganga Vijanamaya ki Jai. Amsterdam Sandela ki Jai. Glory to the Madande. Oh glory to the Sandela. Oh glory to the Sandela. Oh glory to the Sandela. Oh glory to the Lord Jesus. Shri Guru Govinda Jai Sri Prabhupada. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for coming today to this Convention Sunday feast. I would like to thank, first of all, our senior devotees present over here. His Grace Paravida Prabhu. I don't see any other senior devotees here. Anyway. Our guest lecturer of today, Her Grace Triveni Mataji, give a big Haribol. Also the decorations on the altar, by who is it on Mataji? Veterani Mataji, Haribol. Also for a nice Pujari service today, Haribol. Of course, Haribol to all the Pujari, the whole Pujari team who's working day and night, the whole day for the deities here. Haribol. The prasadam today is prepared by Her Grace Radha Jyoti Mataji and her team. Haribol. Who is today also her birthday. So please, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna to you. May Radha Rani bless you, may Radha Rani bless you, may Radha Rani bless you, may Radha Rani bless you. Thank you so much, Mataji, for all your services to this temple, to School Amsterdam. We appreciate you very much. We hope we have you a long time in our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So, are there any persons here for the first time? Any voters first time? Yes. So we give a small token of appreciation to our first time guest, you want to give? Yes. What is your name, Mataji? Smiti. And you are here living, right? English? English? More people, please raise your hands. Yes, please come forward. So thank you so much for coming. We have every week Sunday feast over here from 3 till around 7. And every Tuesday evening, we have a more informal program where we read from the book Chasing Rhinos with Islami, a very famous book written by His Grace Shyamasundar Prabhu, one of the first disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Afterwards, we have Gouda Aarti, and then we finish with our famous dinner club, where we serve a vegetarian and vegan meal. If you want to join that the dinner club, registration is required because then we know for how many people we have to cook. There is a WhatsApp group for that. On our website is a link to that, so you can just scan the code and then just become member of that group. And then every week you will get a menu and announce for how many plates you want to come. If also take away for a small donation. So you are most welcome to come. I think that is it for today. So we will continue with the prasadam. And we will make 2 rows. The Prabhujis, which means the gentlemen, will sit in 2 rows over here. And the Matajis, the ladies, will sit in 2 rows over here. So please rearrange the room a little bit. Shikarnanitai Gaura Chandra ki Jai.
Actually, today England में रखी
Naar huis stemmen. Maar het alternatief.
So if you've all taken a seat, we will recite the prasadam prayer. Please repeat after me. Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Svalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishwasojaiva Nayate Sharira Avidyajal Jyotindriya Tarikal Shive Pele Vishai Sagore Taramati Jivati Lova Moisa Durmati Shakya Chetakitina Sansare Krishna Bharadvayamoy Kare Bare Jivachai Swaprasatana Dino Bhai Sayanamrita Paho Radha Krishna Gunagaho Premita Go Chaitanya Nitai Jai Nimai Jai Nitai Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mahaprasad ki Srila Prabhupada ki
Thank you.
Circles of life.